students, welcome to class. I'm Miss Katie, that vegan teacher. Today we're going to be looking at the woke, the capitalists, and the vegans. Let's do it.
Drink soy milk, oat milk, rice milk, almond milk. Don't steal milk from a cow. Be vegan, start right now. Follow that vegan teacher, she will show you how.
Do you ever feel the need to just find a little bit of humor in the world because it's so depressing out there? Let's go to vegan humor channels and see what we can find. Come on.
Hooray, hooray, hooray. It's time for vegan humor of the day.
All right, so we have the cow that says, "You shouldn't be on your phone all day." And the guy says, "Oh, please, you're not my mom." And then the cow responds, "So why do you still drink my milk, huh?" Cow's milk is for baby cows. I hate to break it to you. If your mama is not a cow, that milk is not for you. And you know, some people think that the hardest part about being vegan is the vegan phobic world that we live in. And other people say, no, actually the hardest part about being vegan is having to wake up at 5 a.m. to milk the almonds. Such a difficult job. Almond milk is for baby almonds. I hate to break it to you, but if you happen to think that's true, I have an asylum for you. And now it's time to check out YouTube. YouTube, YouTube, let's check out YouTube. All right, so we are over here on NatalieFulton's channel. She is an animal rights activist, and she now works for Pro Animal Future. Let's see what she has to say.
Hanna Einbinder, one of my favorite actresses, is no longer vegan.
Never heard of her.
And PETA is mad about it. I don't typically cover ex-vegans like this, but I wanted to take a deep dive into her reasoning. We're going to cover whether corporations should be the ones to change, how much of a difference individuals actually make, and more. Let's start with what happened. If you haven't heard of Hanna, you need to run to your couch, turn on HBO, and binge seasons 1 and 2 of Hacks. You can thank me later.
Well, didn't you just say that she's not vegan? Why would we want to go and support her? Natalie, what are you thinking?
Recently appeared on Stephen Colbert to promote season 3, and they briefly touched on her ex-vegan journey.
Also, I do need to clarify. I was vegan at one point. I no longer am vegan. I just gotta clarify that.
Why? Why do you have to clarify that? Don't eat anyone's arms, legs, wings, ribs, eggs, or buttholes. Why don't you keep your mouth shut so that people will not follow your horrible example? Shame on you. Absolutely disgusting, Hanna. Keep your mouth quiet, stick a cucumber in it, and stay vegan. All right, here's this is the typical thing that the audience does, right? They start to clap because Hanna said so, one of the actresses that they like, now that gives them the green light to keep paying for the rape, torture, kidnapping, and murder of innocent animals. This is how that works. And why the hell is this guy laughing? Shame on everyone here.
Did you have to convert for a relationship or something?
Nobody has to convert for a relationship. If you're in a relationship and somebody wants you to eat animals, you show them the door and you show them your foot on their ass. You kick them out.
I just think that the pressure needs to be put on corporations who do a lot of the damage to our environment, and less so like on the individual.
Oh, what a load of crap. Of course, though, yes, the corporations need to do their part, but so do individuals like you. Right now, you have just helped millions of people to feel free to hurt animals instead of helping the animals to actually be free.
I think
Look at that. You know, here comes the audience clapping again.
it's super important to go vegan, and I don't want...
It's super important to go vegan for everybody else except you? Shame. What a disgusting human.
PETA to be mad at me. I'm not discouraging people from being...
Who cares about PETA? Are you serious right now? What about the animals that you are paying people now to put into gas chambers, 6-month-old baby pigs? That is what bacon is. That is what sausage is. That is what ham is. Awful.
Being vegan, but I do just think it's like way more impactful for the like 53 corporations.
How about both, Hannah? How about both? How about you stay vegan and you encourage all of the audience members watching right now and all of their friends and everybody else in the future, and you also tell the corporations right now to stop abusing animals. That's what you can do. Why would you come on Stephen Colbert's stage to basically not call out the companies? Name them. Who are the companies? Why didn't you come there with a list, a whole list, and read out all of their names? That's what you should have done.
Who are like destroying the planet to take charge on that.
Veganism has nothing to do with the planet. Veganism is about ending the exploitation of animals. Let's see if Natalie
Let's
is
start
going
with the basics.
say something about this.
Veganism has nothing to do with the environment.
Yes!
Check mark. Way to go. Excellent example of vegan courage.
Yes, Natalie, way to go. And look, she also put the little pigs on here. Oh my God, can you imagine being so cruel as to put these pigs in a gas chamber? Kill them at 6 months old? Absolutely awful.
It's about animal rights. If she was vegan for the environment, that's not really vegan, that's plant-based. But the fact that she brought up PETA makes me think that she might have concerns about animals. We'll get to what PETA said in a couple minutes. When Hanna refers to 53 corporations, I think she's actually misquoting this study, which says that 100 corporations emit 71% of global emissions. Since corporations have a disproportionate impact on the environment, does that give individuals the right to do whatever we want?
Totally. Which is why I bought this brand new pickup truck. I'm about to drive to Wendy's and get 1,000 burgers.
All right, so Natalie took her time to get a friend, I guess, to film this clip of her looking like a redneck.
Because corporations should be the ones taking charge.
God, I fucking hate trucks.
Oh, Natalie, that's funny. Where did you get the truck? Did you just walk up and down the street and try to just make sure that you posed in front of one? Yeah, trucks are awful. They emit so much pollution. They are terrible for the environment.
But I do want to have a serious discussion on whether or not corporations can lead us to a sustainable, ethical future. Let's see what happens when corporations take charge. Chipotle is famous for having high animal welfare. In 2017, they rolled out new standards for chickens. Their plan included a shift towards slower growing chickens, improved housing, and more humane slaughter methods. I want to clarify that I don't think you can humanely slaughter an animal for an unnecessary reason at a fraction of their natural lifespan, but by humane, Chipotle means moving away from live shackle slaughter, which is one of the crueler methods.
There's no right way to do the wrong thing. There's no right way, so don't lie. There's no right way to do the wrong thing. There's no right way to kill an animal who doesn't want to die.
On Chipotle's website, they claim that they believe in food with integrity and they raised animals with regenerative farming techniques, which is the meat industry's new favorite buzzword. There are pictures of happy farms and promises that animals are treated well, but is any of it really true? This recent investigation from Mercy for Animals shows that Chipotle is full of shit.
Exactly. Thank you, Natalie. Good job. Guys, if you want to keep watching this video, go ahead. You know where to go. NatalieFulton, tell her that vegan teacher says hello.
Instagram. What is new on Instagram?
In case you don't yet know him, menk.ig is an ethical vegan who uses his creativity and video making skills to convert thousands of people to veganism each day. Take note of this exceptional man, one who truly lives by a moral compass. Memorize how to write his name, menk.ig, so you can find and subscribe to his account. Tell him Miss Katie says hello.
We've been trying to find Nemo for 20 years. But soon, we won't be able to find any fish. We don't let dogs into the beach because we're afraid they are going to ruin it. Everyone likes to talk about rights and freedom, but no one wants to talk about the elephant in the room. If humane slaughter is so humane, how come nobody wants to see it? The best pig in the blanket comes with a fleece, not a fork.
Exactly. What a wonderful world it would be if more men were like you. And now it's time to go over to Twitter, now known as X.
What's new on Twitter, now known as X?
So there's this guy called Billboard Chris, who is, I believe, Canadian, but I'm not sure. He could be American. And he's over here on Twitter and talking about the interesting subject of surrogacy. Now you might be thinking to yourself, what does this have to do with veganism? But in fact, everything has to do with veganism in some way or another. We're talking about rights of animals. Humans are also animals and should have rights as well. Here Chris is answering a question. Isn't surrogacy just like adoption? Here's his response. 100% no. While it's true that in both situations the child experiences familial loss, adoption functions as an institution centered around the well-being of children. Third-party reproduction, including surrogacy, functions as a marketplace centered around the desires of adults. In both scenarios, the child has experienced parental loss. In adoption, the parents seek to mend that wound. With third-party reproduction, the adults inflict the wound. Isn't that an interesting way of looking at it? Let's read some more. The only study comparing outcomes between adoptees and sperm donor children reveals that adoptees fare better when it comes to identity struggles and parental trust, a testimony to the immense psychological burden of being raised by the adults who created your parental loss rather than the ones seeking to heal it. Very interesting. In point number 2, Chris continues. In adoption, the child is the client. The goal is to find a family for every child without one. In #BigFertility, the adult is the client. The goal is to get a child for every adult, regardless of the cost to that or any other child. I guess what he's saying is that someone who gets in vitro fertilization, let's say a single mom who goes to a sperm bank, she's doing this for selfish reasons because she wants to be a mom, regardless of whether the child will have a father or not. But when somebody is adopting a child, they're doing that for selfless reasons. They're doing it to be kind, to give a child a home who is lacking parents. Do you see a little connection here? Like the kind of person who would adopt a dog to try to help a dog who is in a cage and has no family, versus somebody who will go to a breeder to create a new dog for them, tailor-made. The ones who go to breeders are therefore not adopting, and then the dogs who need adoption are sad because they have nowhere to go. Point number 3. Because adoptive parents are not responsible for their child's loss, they can enter into and help them process their grief and questions. In adoption, adults support the child. With surrogacy, the adults raising the child are responsible for his or her grief. Thus, the child often processes alone. In #BigFertility, children support the adults. In point number 4, Chris writes, in this broken world, adoption is sometimes necessary when adults are unable or unwilling to parent their child. A just society, meaning a fair society, places that child in a loving, thoroughly vetted home. Third-party reproduction may be very wanted, but is never necessary. In summary, a just society cares for orphans. It doesn't create them. Very interesting. This is something to think about if you'd ever like to have a dog in your life. Consider not paying for a breeder. Instead, adopt animals who need homes. Bella, our vegan dog, was adopted, and she's wonderful.
Bella vegan dog, I really love you. I'll never eat your friends or anyone who goes poo. Bella vegan dog, I really love you. Yes, I really, really do. Ooh.
Now it's time to check out TikTok. That's where I spend most of my time, actually. Let's go. Let's talk about TikTok. Over on TikTok, a vegan posted this. I think he spelt Peppa wrong because it's usually P-E-P-P-A. But the gist of it is that all of these kids are going on a school trip to reality. This is to teach the children about speciesism, which is where you are cruel to some animals and kind to others. Of course, this kind of video is never shown to children, but what do you think? Should it be?
A trip to reality. Today, Peppa and her friends are going on a school trip.
Okay, let's do the register. We will start with the food. 2 pigs.
Yeah.
2 rabbits.
These poor little pigs, these poor little rabbits don't realize that they are going to end up as food. It's completely unnecessary to eat the pigs or the rabbits. So why is it that we do that? Why don't we as a society choose to be kind to all animals and simply eat plants? Plants have protein and plants are good for us.
Yeah.
And a sheep.
Yeah.
And then the animals we don't eat. Zebra.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Elephant.
Yeah.
Let's go.
They're excited for the trip. They arrive.
Hey there, I have your livestock here. There's a few spectators too, but not for eating.
Excellent. New blood. Here to see the circle of life?
Exactly that. It's totally natural, normal, and necessary.
Uh-oh, the teacher is lying. It's not necessary.
Yes.
Shall we?
All aboard.
Non-food. Step back, please.
Oh dear. Well, that's alright then.
This is positively terrifying. Why on earth do we do this to animals? But it does happen, so children should know, right?
Peppa has lost her friends.
No. Why would they do that?
Here they are, Peppa.
The filmmaker states, luckily this is fictional, yet it is reality for billions based on your choices. Instead of desensitizing one another to think it's normal to hurt animals, why don't we sensitize one another to the truth, which is that we don't have to, and we were all born vegan, we were all born kind, we never wanted to hurt them. Women suck, just as much as men, unless they're vegan. Remember Call Me Chris, who has millions of followers and who cried and said that she was sexually assaulted, but there's no evidence of this and many people don't actually believe her and think she's just saying it for clout. The reason people don't believe her is because if somebody has actually been sexually assaulted, they wouldn't think that this is okay. And yet, this is what Call Me Chris consistently defends by not speaking out against the dairy industry.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, she has recently gone down to Texas, and people think that this is a picture of her. Now, I can't confirm this, but apparently she's gained a lot of weight. She's been eating all kinds of cholesterol, all kinds of fatty meats. So, if you know anything more about this, let us know in the comments below. And remember, cows are not here for us. Cow's milk is not here for us. Cow's milk is for baby cows. If you are drinking cow's milk or buying cheese or yogurt or ice cream that comes from cow's milk, this is what you are paying people to do. Being vegan means that you are against slavery. You're against sexual assault. You're also against stealing and killing. Women suck, women suck.
I don't give a fuck.
Just as much as men, unless they're vegan. Bible moment, there's the bell. If you're not vegan, you're going to hell. Now let's look at some comments that I received after I posted something about religious people who don't actually follow the Bible, and I questioned whether God actually exists or not. Someone says, you know you're doing something wrong when even the atheists are against you. And someone else says, can someone start a petition? It's the only way to deplatform her. It didn't occur to this person, Cheyenne, that maybe she herself should start a petition, and I would absolutely love that. Please, by all means, go ahead. Draw even more attention to the issue. The animals need all eyes on them, and we need the word vegan to be stated in the petition. So when you have this petition, make sure you have the word vegan in it, and by all means, mention my name as often as you like. Here's a sample copy you can use. Sign this important petition. That vegan teacher needs to be canceled, deplatformed, and silenced for committing the horrible crimes of 1. Defending animals from rape, enslavement, and murder. 2. Reminding hypocritical religious people to follow their own holy books, which tell them not to kill, not to steal body parts, milk, eggs, or anyone's babies. 3. Encouraging citizens to reduce their eco-footprint by explaining the values of veganism because the latest 2023 Oxford study says that it's the best way for individuals to help save the planet. That vegan teacher is a horrible person for wanting all this. Sign below if you agree. There you go. Looking forward to seeing this put into action. Let's look at the little TikTok video I put out that caused so many religious people and atheists alike to freak out. Proposition: vegans are better than God. What do you think? If you don't believe me, come and talk about it during my next live. Here's the points we'll be discussing. Number 1. God created serial killers in the form of lions, crocodiles, and snakes. God is either drunk, stoned, cruel, or dead, or he never existed in the first place. Now, I can already tell that some of you are getting upset, but just keep reading and just formulate your own arguments against this. Let's look at number 2. God does not even follow his own commandments, which state, "Thou shalt not kill," and "Thou shalt not steal." God failed when he gave anyone free will to be cruel. I already know many of you are trying to find a loophole here, but the reality is that when it comes to the 10 Commandments, it does not say, "Thou shalt not steal only from humans," or "Thou shalt not kill only humans." Therefore, it only stands to reason that it applies to everyone. Let's look at number 3. If vegans were in charge, they would have only created animals who eat plants. Number 4. If vegans were in charge, in order to avoid overpopulation, a preset death date would have been in place whereby all species would die peacefully in their sleep without ever experiencing pain. Humans, for example, might all die at the age of 100 without ever having had cancer, a heart attack, or a stroke. Summary: don't be religious. Be sane. Be vegan. Save animals by not eating, wearing, or using them. If you're not following me yet, now's the time to do so. Come to my next live and let's talk about all of this together. So here's how I responded to the person called the YouTube dork, who wrote, "You know you're doing something wrong when even the atheists are against you." The fact that you are reading this means I'm doing everything right. You're here because I'm different than the rest. I don't back down no matter how many bullies are in front of me, because I'm brave and truthful, and that fascinates you. I'm proving how toxic animal eaters are. I'm proving how morally inconsistent cow milk stealers are, whether they have IQ levels of 80 or are members of Mensa. Vegan phobia is real. People are so scared of vegans that they literally try to block them from even speaking for fear that laws will be changed to protect the billions of victims who die in terror and fear because of these narcissistic, carnist bullies. Take a long, hard look at yourselves in the mirror and ask your reflection why you use your life to defend animal abusers instead of being on the right side of history. Start now. Be courageous. Start saving animals from rape, torture, kidnapping, and murder by watching this today. DominionMovement.com.
Wash away your old life, be vegan today. Jump into your new life, it's the only way. Wash away your old life, be vegan today. Welcome to heaven on earth. Happy Vegan Declaration.
that's all for today, folks. Thanks so much for being here. If you like this kind of video, make sure you like, subscribe, and press the notification bell. Help us get these animals out of hell. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye for now.
Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now.